Moving on for now, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will be chairing the United Nations Security Council briefing on the threats to international peace and security caused by terrorist acts. This meeting comes as the Taliban on Sunday took control of Afghanistan's capital, Kabul. India said that this issue is a priority for India during its UNSC innings. India assumed the presidency of the UN Security Council for the month of August. It has outlined maritime security, counter-terrorism and peacekeeping as the key focus areas. On Wednesday, S. Jaishankar also chaired a high-level meeting at the UNSC. He also met with the UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres and held discussions on Afghanistan. India has said that if it was ensured that Afghan territory would not be used by any terror group, Afghanistan's neighbors and the entire region would feel safer. And our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, is joining us for more on that. Siddhant, first, give us a better sense of the evacuation process that is underway on part of India, given the developing situation on the ground in Kabul. And also tell us more about where India stands vis-a-vis the Afghan crisis at this point.
Well, Molly, talking about the evacuation, we know already India has brought its diplomats, top envoy as well, the Indian envoy to Afghanistan back to India. Through that very complex evacuation process, there were two legs of the evacuation process. First, from the embassy to the airport, and from the airport to India. Well, from the airport to India, it wasn't very difficult. From the embassy to the airport, it was difficult in terms of 15 Taliban checkposts. Some of them would have been infiltrated by rogue elements like LET terrorists as well. That was the worry. But talking about what next in terms of evacuation, in next few days we will hear important development in terms of India evacuating its nationals from Afghanistan. We know that when it comes to the requests by the Indian nationals, almost 1,500 requests have been sent to the Indian government when it comes to these Indian nationals still stranded in Afghanistan, even as Taliban has taken over the country. And of course the national capital Kabul, but also many Afghans who would like to come to India, seeing India as a safe refuge. In fact, India's Ministry of Home Affairs has opened an online e-visa system, an emergency online e-visa system, first time for Afghanistan. And once these people get visas, this visa will be given for a period of 6 months. Talking about India's political stance when it comes to Taliban, so far globally we know that it is a state of flux. Nobody knows who is right now controlling the government. You need to have a stable government to recognize the government. You really don't know who is running the country as of now. The only feelers have been coming is from China, saying that they will be keenly noting what Taliban does. There was a meeting as well of Taliban delegation in Beijing, public meeting, visuals being released with Wang Yi, the Chinese foreign minister, also present. So what will be India's stance? India will be taking the same stance what the democratic world does. That will be India's stance. So far when it comes to democratic world, nobody has taken a stance when it comes to Taliban. But this is a long drawn process now. Nobody knows what's going to happen. It might take months or perhaps even years. In fact, the Russian foreign minister Sergei Lavrov's comments that there is a portion which is not under Taliban control shows that the world is still divided, and there can be a major resistance from Panjshir, where Amrullah Saleh is present. He, of course, never left the country. He has been critical about Pakistan, and he has been very decisive when it comes to dealing with Taliban.
Right, we're leaving it there for the moment. Siddhant, thanks very much for those updates at the moment. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.